So what is the data stage? The data stage is ETL tool used for extraction, transformation, and loading. So what is ETL extraction, transformation, loading? So if anyone of you, I mean, if someone of your friends ask, what is a data stage to? What is data stage? Data stage is an application on the server which connects the data from various source and targets and process the ETL process throughout the application. So these data stage tool software is used for to transfer the data from one place to another place. Okay. So here we'll be calling it as a job, data stage job. So data stage is a client server technology integrated tool that is used for designing, running, monitoring, and administrating the entire data acquisition. So data acquisition here we have discussed in day before on Thursday class, I think, right? So data acquisition, data extraction, data transformation, and loading. So entire this process called as ETL, that is data stage job. Okay. Another simplified definition of job is, okay, so graphical representation of data flow from source to target. Okay. So today I have not opened my VMware. It will take 30 minutes. Okay. So tomorrow session I will walk through how the data flow will happen. I will share with you samples. Okay. So here a graphical representation of data flow. So here is a GUI-based user interface. Okay. So here the graphical representation of data flow from source to target. So that will be calling it as a job, data stage job. And another definition is a job is an order of a series of individual stages linked together to describe the data flow from source to target. Okay. To develop a job, I need source metadata, business logic, and target metadata. Okay. So these are the three things required. Okay. Now let's see. So we have data stage various components, client components, okay, server components. Okay. So now let's discuss about client components. So client components are data stage administrator. So in administrator, what you will do? What is the role of admin? So what is the role of admin? Anyone has any idea? Praveen, what is the role of admin? Umakant, Yash.
Yeah, it's managing the project environment setups and other things.
Yes, correctly. Normally, if you are a Power BI, normally Power BI, if you're see, particular software is installed at organization in a server. Okay, so the admin is responsible for to maintain the environment healthy. Okay, and admin is responsible for creating a project. So we want to start a new project, and the project details and all will be sharing. They'll be having a template. Okay, so here we have to fill that form. Okay, development team. So that what administrator will do, as per the company policies. Okay, so he will be creating a project and he will be providing access to the group to that particular project. Okay. And the next thing is creating global environment variables also. Okay, what is global environment variables? So these are parameters. Okay. And next thing is deleting a project. So deleting a project means what you're supposed to do. Okay, so there are two projects are there which is running on the same server. But second project has very less jobs. There are 100 jobs. Okay, 100 ETL jobs. So instead of having separate project, they want to combine it in another project. Okay. So what they will do, they will move all the jobs to another project, and they will compile and they will test the third-party tools, scripts, modifications, and all. And if everything is fine running in the production, okay, the old project they will kept in hold. Those scheduling jobs they will kept on hold. If everything is running fine and no data issues, then what they will do? They will decommission the project. Okay, so that means a deletion. So this is the admin task. And the user access setup. For example, a new person joins to the team. He is responsible for providing the access. Of course, manager has to approve. Okay. So anyone of the development team, like a team lead or a senior developer, they have to raise a access to the new person. Okay. Or sometimes the new journey has a raise a request and attach the approval email of manager. Okay, so sometimes what happens, the instead of going for approval email, so as per the hierarchy, it will go to the manager to approve. Once it is approved from the manager, then it will go to data stage admin team. So admin team, manager has approved, then they will give access. Okay, and the next one is like date format setup. So what is the date format setup here? So date format setup is like the standard YYY hyphen MM hyphen DD. This is standard date format setup. Okay. And here we have runtime column propagation. So runtime column propagation, what happens here? So if you don't define any columns, virtually it will imagine that columns are present from the file and process the data activity. Okay. So I will share these things in the practical sessions. Okay. So no need to worry. Maybe tomorrow session I will walk through this. I open DataStage tomorrow. Okay, the next thing is job control. So we'll be running the jobs in director client. So that has to be operated, give permission at the admin level. Okay. The next client component is designer. So what is meant by design? Who will be working on designer client? Any idea? So design means what? What is meant by design?
Uh, in data stage design, the ETL developers are
Correct, correct,
related with jobs.
correct,
And
correct.
in high level view, we can design the jobs in a designer, like what is our source of the business, and what we operations we have to do, like sort, remove duplicates, uh, transformer. These are the stages, and after that, what we are targeting for, where we are loading that data through the jobs we can do in a data state developer design.
Okay, okay, correct. Yeah. So here now let's discuss. Okay. So here what happens? Data stage designer is to develop the jobs. What Uma concept is correct. So here we are designing the jobs, both parallel jobs and sequence job, and we will be compiling the jobs here. If you write any program, okay, it's maybe uh, C or C++ Java, we have to compile the program. Okay. So here in Python also, if you write a code, okay, so we have to run the program. If there is any issue, coding syntaxes issue, okay, so here what happens? So here what happens? If syntaxes are wrong, then it will throw compilation error. We have to fix it. Okay. And we'll do the validation also here. Okay. So whether the validation will give the clear picture, whether the job will run fine or not. Okay. And next thing is run the jobs. We'll be running the jobs. We'll run the jobs after validation. After compilation, we'll run the jobs. Okay. And here we'll migrate the code by using export and import option. Okay. and we'll be saving the table definition. Okay. So here I need to save the table definition in a repository. If some other job that I need the metadata. So every time I no need to go to the import the table definition. Okay, once I save it in repository, I can access it anytime. Okay, and next thing is here we can study the job log at summary level. So what happens with the job log? Okay, so those things I can be taken care. Okay, and check the performance statistics and generate the job reports. So that things we can do in designer client. Okay. So now let's see. Let's go to director. Who will be working on director client? Any idea? Yash, Umakant, and others.
Operational and maintenance team.
Yeah, I'm working.
Okay. So here normally development team also will work on director client, especially if you're into production support. If you're into production support role, just to do you are a part of support team. Then your majority of the work will be only in the designer. You'll be open the monitor log and check all the running jobs, whether the jobs are running fine or not. So those things will be taken care. Okay. Okay. So let's discuss about director. So validating the jobs, running the jobs, monitoring the jobs, study the job log in detail level, create a batch jobs. Okay. So in the batch jobs, what we are supposed to do? Okay. And schedule the jobs. Okay. And reset the failed job. In case of any job failure. So will be scheduling means what? I need to run so and so job at so and so time. Okay, handle the warnings. So these are the features of director client. Okay. Yeah. So next thing is server components. So server components, these components that we cannot see at all. Okay, if we want to see the server components, we have to see in the other client components. Okay. So what are the server components? Data stage repository. So data stage repository means what? It's a server component. What and all information required to build a data warehouse? That will be calling it as a repository. So in repository, what will happen? We'll store all our jobs, our table definitions, all these things. Okay, so that is a repository. Our development work. We have to store it in a repository. Okay, and data stage server. This is a server component. So to run a data stage software, we need a server. Okay. So here India PC is our server. Okay. And next thing is package installer. So here package installer is the interface on a server to run our data stage operations smoothly. So this package installer connects with the TCP/IP, transfer control protocol, internet protocol. So this will help us basically to run our data stage software smoothly. So that is package installer. Okay. So these are the server components. Okay. So any questions here? Server components and client components. You can see the architecture, data stage architecture. Okay. So any questions, guys? No, okay, only 2 people responded. No questions. Okay, yeah. Right. So now let's move to data stage architecture. Okay. So in the data stage architecture, what happens here? So you can see that how this architecture is designed. So here, so data stage engine simultaneously connects to client components and source systems. Okay. And then repository and process the data activity. Data processing activity, data acquisition. Okay. So the engine is integrating with all the things at one stretch. So that is the architecture and load the data into destination place. Okay. So here we have different types of jobs. Different types of jobs in data stage. So what are different types of jobs? One is server jobs. Next one is parallel jobs. So server jobs execute in a unparallel process. Okay. So here we have this partitioning parallelism in concept in data stage where data extraction and loading will be faster. Okay. So here, so these jobs are compiled and run on data stage server. A data stage server jobs will connect to databases and other machines necessary and to complete this process called ETL and writes the data into target data warehouse. Okay. And the next one is parallel jobs. So these are compiled and run the data stage server on a similar manner. Like here, it supports the parallelism concept, this parallel jobs. Okay. It works on SMP, MPP cluster and grid system. Okay. So in tomorrow's session, we'll discuss in detail what is this SMP, MPP system works. And next thing is sequence job. So sequence job is nothing but performing a particular activity on a specific stage that indicates the action to be performed, the job to be run. Okay. So what is a sequence job? Is a set of order of execution of the server jobs and parallel jobs. Okay. So here the sequence job, it can interact with various activities on the job sequence. Okay, it may be parallel jobs or a server job. And I want to work with connect to Unix environment to retrieve get the input. I mean, execute the command and get the result and store it in a variable and process the activity during the runtime. So this job activity, job sequence will do. Okay. And next thing is types of stages. Okay. So different types of stages here. So there will be building stage and plugging stage. So what is meant by building stage? So building stage here to perform ETL process, extraction and transformation. So building stage again classified into two types, passive stage and active stage. So what is meant by passive stage? A stage which define read and write access. Source and target are passive stages. And source and target, it may be a file or a database only, right? Okay. But active stage is business process like data transformation activity. Okay. Transformer, aggregator, calculation, sort, and etc. So these are active stages. And here plugging stage is load mechanism. Okay. So here load mechanisms are classified into two types. One is immediate method and bulk method. Okay. So what is plugging stage? What are the operations that weren't performed with the building stage? So that will be called as a plugging stage here. So in the plugging stage is load mechanism. So if the data volume that you deal with very less than 1 million, then you will go for immediate method. If it is more than 1 million, then we'll go for bulk method. Okay. So in the practical session, while operating the tool, no, so then you can understand better. So different types of links here. Okay. So what are stage to stage? So we'll be having various stages, right? Source and target and transformation. So these stages are connected through links. Okay. So links are classified into 3 types. Okay. So what is a link? A link defines the data direction flow and carries the data from source to target. So that is a link. What are the different types of links? There are 3 types of links in DataStage. One is primary link, the second one is reference links, and third one is reject link. Okay. So primary links are solid lines. Reject and reference links are dotted lines. Okay. These are the 3 types of links. Okay. So next one is parallel processing environment. We will discuss tomorrow. Okay. So any questions on today's topic? With tomorrow, we will try to finish this data stage remaining theoretical concepts. So from Wednesday onwards, we will move to actual practical lab sessions. Okay, so any questions, guys, here?
No questions, Justin. We are good.
Okay. What about others?
No questions.
Okay. Okay. So people from non-IT, okay, so it will be a little bit challenge for them. Okay, so it's a heavy load to digest. Okay, so the words and terminology. My recommendation for you is, if you're not working anywhere, please spend more time. Watch this recording session again and again. Okay, so by another 2 hours, I will be sharing the recording. So until unless if you watch the recording multiple times, then only you can understand and go through this study material. So this you can go through. Here you can see. Okay. Study material. Here you can see. This is the material that I have prepared. You can see this. Okay. So go through this material, understand the things. Okay. So if you have any questions, you can ask me tomorrow or you can text me in WhatsApp. Okay. So we have a Telegram created only to share the recordings. Okay. So once the practical session started, right? So that time I will create a group in WhatsApp for our internal communication. Okay. So what most of the people, they use WhatsApp, I know. So WhatsApp will have our internal discussion, challenges and all. Okay, so Telegram group is to only to share the recordings, any study material and all. Okay. Yeah. So that's it, guys.